Hello, friends. Welcome to today's football predictions on bettor. Another very beautiful Thursday morning that we had, and we are here as usual, always providing you with football games that happen across the globe and a few select ones that we looked into. That's what we always do on a daily basis. Always looking into some of these matches with making verdict with past recent results for each of these games. That's what we do on a daily basis, and exactly what we're about to do today. And yesterday we had quite a very good outing, seeing that most of the games that we predicted yesterday actually saw success. Beside the likes of the Champions League game where we have facing them winning against the Arsenal, but we expected a draw on that very occasion. Had Saka scored that open goal that he had, it would have been a draw just as we expected. But surprisingly, he missed out on that very occasion. But that doesn't happen in football. But put that behind us and move forward, and hoping that today we are going to do so very well and win our games. All right, in the short while we'll be looking at the matches one after the other, but we want to ask those of us who are coming across a video for the first time, if you're yet to subscribe, take our time to hit the button right now so that you will not be missing out on our subsequent football matches that will always come up on this very channel on a daily basis. All right, that being said, without further ado, we head to the business of today, and we start with that. The first match, it is in the Europa League, where we'll have Bodo Glimt who will be coming up against Tottenham Hotspur. All right, we know that in the last 6 games for Bodo Glimt, it is they've been able to achieve 3 victories and a draw, but have lost 2 matches. And we side Tottenham Hotspur have won 2 games and a draw, losing 3 games in the last 6 matches that they had so far. When you take a look at how the two teams have performed from one away basis, you can see that playing from both, Bodo Glimt have done very well from home, winning 8 games and a draw, losing just 1 match in the last 10 home games that they had. We saw them defeating the likes of Lazio and FC20, playing from this very home. They've been doing so very well from home, and the last home game they had saw them winning by 3 goals to 0 against a Norwegian side. But Tottenham Hotspur have not been faring very well from away. They've won only 2 games in the last 10 away games. They've also had a draw, and we're also noting the fact that the first leg of this very tie have seen Tottenham defeating this Bodo Glimt side by 3 goals to 1. All right, and in this very one we'll be expecting Bodo Glimt playing from home to do very well here. So we expect to see the home side either winning or drawing. For brave punters, you can go for the home side winning outright, but we expect to see the home side to not lose here. It is a home side to win or draw. That's our value for that very game, okay? And the next game we'll have is in the Europa League, where we'll have Manchester United who will be facing Atletico Bilbao. Okay, that's the second game of the Europa League. We'll have Manchester United in the last 6 matches have actually won 2 games and a draw, losing 3 games out of those. And away side Atletico Bilbao, winning 3 games, 1 draw, also losing 2 matches in the last 6 matches. All right, when you take a look at how they fared on home and away basis, playing for home, Manchester United have actually managed to achieve 5 victories and 3 draws, losing 2 matches in the last 10 home games. And we do not expect them to lose here. And away side, on the other hand, Atletico Bilbao have had just 1 victory in the last 10 away games, and they've also had 5 draws as well as 4 losses out of the last 10 away matches that they have so far. All right, and the first leg of this very encounter saw Manchester United defeating Atletico Bilbao from away by 3 goals to 0 on that occasion. Atletico Bilbao took a red card early in the game and considered a lot of goals on that occasion. So in this one, we are expecting to see goals here, and it is a minimum of 2 goals to appear in this very encounter. And over 1.5, that's what we expect for this very encounter, okay? And the next is in the Europa Conference League, where we'll have Fiorentina who will facing Real Betis. Okay, for Fiorentina, we see that in the last 6 matches, they've had 2 victories and 2 draws, also losing 2 matches. And away side, Real Betis, on the other hand, have won 4 games out of the last 6 matches. And they've also had a draw, but have lost 1 match out of those 6 games. And when you look at how they fared from home and away basis, we see Fiorentina have done very well from home, winning 7 games and 2 draws in the last 10 home matches. They've also had a loss, just a single loss in the last 10 home game that they had. We saw them do so very well, defeating the likes of Atalanta and Juventus from home. And Real Betis, on the other hand, also have done so very well for themselves from away, winning 7 games and 2 draws as well in the last 10 away games that they had. They've also had 1 loss. All right, Real Betis have been doing so very well. And the last time both teams met, it was Real Betis who actually won against Fiorentina by 2 goals to 1. And that's the first leg of this very tie. But in this very one, we are expecting to see, an open game here, and we go for the goals for this very encounter. We also expect to see a minimum of 2 goals in this very one. So it is an over 1.5 That's what we expect for that very game, okay? And the next game that we have for you is in Danish Cup in Denmark, where we have FC Copenhagen, who will be coming up against Viborg. All right, for Copenhagen, the home side won 4 matches out of the last 6 games, and they've also had 2 losses. And away side, on the other hand, Viborg have managed just a single win, and they've had 4 draws as well as 1 loss in the last 6 games that they have so far. When you look at how the two teams fared from home and away basis, you can see for Copenhagen in the past 10 home matches, they've been able to achieve 6 victories and a draw in the last 10 home games. They've also lost 3 matches out of those. The last home game they have against their Aarhus, we saw at Copenhagen defeating that side by 3 goals to 1 on that occasion. On the away side, Viborg having won 2 games in the last 10 away matches. They've also had 6 draws. As a matter of fact, in the last 3 away games that they had, saw them having 3 draws on all away games, and they've also had 2 losses as well. So they've won 2 games from away in the last 10 away matches. They've also had 2 losses, and they've had 6 draws. That's a lot of draws from away for Viborg. So on the head-to-head basis, the last time both teams met was actually this very month. The first day of this very month, in the first leg of this very tie, we saw Copenhagen beating this very side by 1 goal to 0 on that occasion, and prior to that, Viborg actually won against Copenhagen by 3 goals to 2. That was in Danish Super League. But in this very one, we are going for goals to appear in this very encounter, and we expect to see a minimum of 3 goals here. It is an over 2.5. That's what we expect for this very encounter. All right. Okay, that takes us to the next game, which will be the last for today. It is in Morocco, Botola League, where we'll have FUS Rabat, who will be up against the Hassania Agadia. All right, when you look at Rabat, the home side, it is 2 victories and 2 draws in the last 6 games. They've also had 2 losses on the away side. Hassania have had 3 victories and 3 losses out of the last 6 matches that they have so far. Okay, taking a look at how these 2 teams fared from home and away basis, you can see that the home side, FUS Rabat, have had 7 victories and 2 draws in the last 10 home matches. They're doing so very well playing from home. They've also lost just 1 match out of those 10 home matches that they had so far. Okay, that's that for Rabat. But away side, Agadia have had just 2 victories out of the last 10 away games, losing 8 matches out of those 10 away games that they had so far. So it is 2 wins and 8 losses for the away side in the last 10 away games that they have so far. That's a very poor one. And looking at on head-to-head basis, you can see that last time both teams met, it was Rabat who won from away against this very side. That was in December of last year by 1 goal to 0. Prior to that, we also saw Rabat winning by 3 goals to 1 against this side. As a matter of fact, the last 3 meetings between these 2 sides saw FUS Rabat beating this very side. So we expect the home side, Rabat, FUS Rabat, to achieve a result against this very side and win our trophies. It is home win. That's our value for that very game, and that's where we cut it for today. And wish you the very best of luck and hope your ticket goes green. Also remember to play responsibly, as these are football games. Also remember not to accumulate all the games at once. You can decide to choose 2 or 3 games among these ones and play it out. So don't always put it all together. You never know. Sometimes you may be luckier with fewer games. All right, that means that tomorrow is another day. We'll be coming up with our predictions right on this very channel. Do not miss out. But until that time, you keep winning.